Think of a time recently when you finally got something you really wanted. Maybe you bought a new phone or a piece of clothing you'd be saving for. Maybe you posted a photo online and received dozens of beautiful comments. Or maybe you finally reached a goal at work, or some personal happiness, or moments of joy. Do you remember that feeling? Your chest feels light, you smile. For a fleeting moment, everything in your world feels absolutely perfect. But then a day passes, then 3 days passes, then a week passes, a month, and quietly that soaring feeling begins to fade. The new phone just becomes a phone, the praise becomes a memory, and suddenly your mind starts looking around and whispering, okay, what's next? What else can I get to feel that high again? Perhaps you have felt this too. That question, that quiet exhaustion of the endless chase, realizing the happiness you worked so hard for just slipped right through your fingers. It happens with everybody. Take a deep, slow breath with me right now. Let your shoulders relax. Because today we are going to look at why that beautiful feeling never seems to stay. Why that happiness not long for last. And we are going to discover a profound ancient truth. You don't need to keep running. True joy is already waiting for you, right where you are standing. Hello, dear souls, and welcome to episode 5 of Finding Peace in a Restless World. I am Swamy Chitta, and this is the Spiritual Veda podcast. Not just a podcast, a companion. We live in a world that sells us a very specific recipe for happiness. We are taught that joy is something we have to acquire from the outside. Maybe you have noticed this too. Society tells us that happiness lives on the other side of a purchase, an achievement, or a vacation, or a relation. So, we treat our hearts like an empty bucket. We pour in new experiences, new items, new forms of entertainment, but the bucket has a hole in the bottom. No matter how much we pour into it, the feeling of satisfaction always drains out. We think the solution is to find more water, to run faster, to buy more, to achieve more. But just pause with me for a moment. How does that constant running actually feel? It is exhausting, placing your happiness in things that change, in things that fade, means your peace of mind is always fragile. You become a prisoner to the external world, dear souls. And this is where something quietly begins to change. In ancient Vedic wisdom, there is a beautiful distinction that changes everything. The sages made a clear separation between Sukha, which means temporary pleasure, and Ananda, which means uncaused eternal joy. When you buy something new or receive a compliment, you are experiencing Sukha, that is temporary pleasure. It is a reaction to the outside world. It is a spark, and like all sparks, it flashes brightly and then it dies. But Ananda, the uncaused eternal joy, true joy, is completely different. True joy is not something you get. It is what you are when the mind finally stops demanding that this moment be different. Think of the sun hidden behind thick grey clouds. When the clouds part, you don't create the sun. The sun was always there. You just finally cleared the sky. Same is our Anand or Param Anand, that is eternal joy. You don't need a new car or an epic vacation to feel it. It is already shining inside of you. Your soul is the sun. Joy is your natural original state, dear souls. When you stop chasing the future, when you stop trying to fix everything, the clouds of desire part, and you suddenly feel a warm, glowing peace. In Bhagavad Gita, we say Sthit Prajna means balance. You have to be balanced, whether it is joy or sorrow, negative or positive, right or wrong. You have to have a balance of yourself. And that is called sadhana. You have to balance it all rather than flowing on the other side of it. Keep a neutral, balanced joy. That is eternal joy. That is pure Anand, not just Sukh, dear souls. My dear friends, you can stop running now. You do not have to exhaust yourself trying to gather a million temporary sparks just to keep the darkness away. What if, instead of trying to add more things to your life to be happy, you simply notice the profound miracle of what is already here? There is so much of magic in a quiet room, in the feeling of warm blanket, in the simple rhythm of your own breathing. When you stop asking the world to entertain you, you discover that the world is already a masterpiece, dear souls. Always remember that life is in a continuous state of flux, and there is no moment same twice, thrice, or 4 times. So you just have to be balanced in your thought, and always remember that everything is temporary. If you see your electrocardiogram, it is not straight line. It is also temporary, moving on high and low notes. That is what life is all about. That is what creation is all about. So for the rest of this weekend, my invitation to you is this. Practice the art of arriving. When you feel that familiar itch, the urge to pick up your phone and scroll for a hit of dopamine, or sudden restless need to go buy something to feel better, I want you to stop. Not to judge yourself, but to gently call yourself back home. Collect yourself. Take a slow, deep breath. Put your hand over your heart. Smile gently and silently say to yourself, I am already here. I do not need anything else to be complete in this exact moment. Let the urge pass like a cloud. Feel the quiet, steady warmth of the sun that is already shining inside of me. That is it. And you are back to yourself, dear souls. Thank you for joining me for the episode 5 of season 5. Before you gently step back into your day, please scroll down to the comments and tell me what is one simple, quiet thing in your life right now that brings you true uncaused joy or Anand. Is it your morning tea, a pet, the sound of the wind, or your kids, or your husband? Let us celebrate our beautiful, simple lives together. If you feel like sharing, let's remind each other that the best thing in life are already within our reach. Yes. If this episode brought you a sense of relief to your heart, please hit the follow or subscribe button so you do not miss episode 6 next weekend. How to let go without feeling empty. We are going to explore the profound beauty of detachment and how letting go is not about losing, but about setting yourself free. If you know a friend who is constantly exhausted from chasing the next big thing, please share this audio with them today. Give them the permission they need to finally rest. Nothing to chase, nowhere to run, just this beautiful moment. I'll see you next weekend. Until then, have a beautiful, unhurried, weightless weekend. Take care. God bless you. And may you discover that what you have been seeking has been quietly within you all along.